Hi, my name is Alex Arnold, and I'm the volunteer coordinator here at Manna Ministries. And this is the driver volunteer training. And I'm going to be taking you today through the behind the scenes of Manna Ministry and its origins and our mission statement, who we serve, and what the community is like. And then I'm going to be taking you into the specifics of your volunteer driving role. This video is just an informational video to help you better understand what your driving experience will be like and a couple helpful tips and tricks along the way. So I'm going to mute my screen and we'll get started. Manna Ministry Tidewater. Our goal is to provide Christ's manna while showing God's hope. We first began where two of our families took foster care training through the UP Center. After many yeses, they weren't placed with any children, and then began to pivot and volunteer to the KIME Center, which is the Crisis Pregnancy Center. And they are a step before the foster care training, where these are families that were at risk, possibly considering abortion, and they've now chosen to parent their children, they've chosen life, and now there's a group of team members and volunteers that step alongside them, mentor them, and help them as their journey as a new family begins. That was going really well. They were meeting every Tuesday night. There were about 15 moms that came to join that group where they got donations, diapers, things they needed. There was a resource lesson about parenting. There were nurses there to ask any questions. We shared a meal. There was community. And then COVID happened and all of that stopped. So now we had 15 families that couldn't count on that meal, couldn't count on those resources for donation, couldn't count on that community. So we had to start thinking on how are we still going to help these families. So the Schmitz and the Voorhees saw a need. They also simultaneously had a meeting on the elder board for Trinity Church, Virginia Beach, and Trinity Church, Norfolk. They had an elder board meeting and they said, now with the coronavirus, how are we going to help our community and those in need? After that meeting ended, the Voorhees and Schmitz talked and said, let's start by serving our KIME Center families. So since we are no longer meeting Tuesday, let's stand in the gap and let's do a Holy Week drive where we'll collect food and donations for those families. It got to the point where so much food and donations were collected that those families said, we've run out of need, we've run out of space, we're great right now, maybe help somebody else who needs it. So we went back to our resources and paired with the UP Center caseworkers. And when they reached out and said, hey, we have a lot of families that are in need right now with the current environment, can you please help? So we did, and that's kind of how we started taking referrals. All of our families are referred directly to us, either by the UP Center, caseworkers themselves, or right now we've started partnering with United Way, Unite Us program. So that means all of the other organizations and nonprofits in the area that are receiving referrals for clients and families can send their clients and families our way if they need emergency assistance in food or baby children items. Our mission is providing manna. That's basic necessities, food, clothing, emergencies, items for families. So emergencies is a little vague. It looks different for a lot of different families, but we are basically there to stand in the gap while they are then partnered with other nonprofits and other people that can help them longer term. Even food stamps alone takes about 3 weeks to qualify for. And that's the same with disability or unemployment. So that's a long time to wait without any paycheck in an emergency situation with children to feed, waiting for food. So we stand in that gap, and our main goal is sharing God's hope. Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. We also love Proverbs 13:12. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. A lot of these families have applied for program after program and have been disqualified for various reasons. And hearing no and no and setback after setback time and again definitely makes hope diminished and the heart sick. What we do, like I said before, we provide basic necessities for families at risk and or in emergency situations, specifically food and baby children items. So we want to enable parents to continue to keep their children, to give them confidence in their parenting ability, give them the resources and tools they need to thrive. And that's the same for other individuals, even without children. They need these basic food and clothing items just to apply to a job, just to have the energy to go on another day. So we usually like to contact our families within 48 hours. Emergency situations are different. We serve our families for 40 days and we visit approximately 4 times. So that's about once every 10 days. During that time, we're connecting them with a longer term solution. So like I said, United Way Unite Us is a whole network of nonprofits and resources that are partnering together to get these clients the help and assistance they need without waiting for the red tape. Who we serve. We mainly serve the ALICE population, and that's approximately 51% of Norfolk. The ALICE population is that population that if they were to lose a paycheck, they would then be in a emergency situation. They live paycheck to paycheck and cannot afford to lose any of that and make ends meet. We also are seeing a rising trend in the fatherless generation. So tons of single mothers. A majority of our clients are single mothers and young families with multiple mouths to feed. What we would believe. We are blessed to be a blessing, and it's an honor to be Christ's hands and feet and partner with these families. We are partnering with these families. We're not just giving them a handout, giving them donations. We're truly partnering with them to help take that next step to get their family from just surviving to thriving. Here's a couple of testimonials just to give you a better idea of where these people are coming from. Elle's story. She was a single mom laid off from because of COVID, 3 weeks to get food stamps, and she said this restored her faith in herself, her parenting. She was proud to have healthy meals for her children and clean clothing. And all we didn't buy her clothing, we just gave her laundry detergent. And she just felt like a whole new person, mother, and family. Our story. She's an undocumented immigrant, no food stamps, no eligibility. So if you're undocumented in our country, you do not get any resources or food stamps. And we were able to give her a crib through a donation and said she's so happy that baby will have a safe place to sleep. She feels like she's living in a constant crisis and pandemic state. And that's even aside from the coronavirus. Dee's story. Is this a guarantee? I'm used to the struggle and not having people follow through. My hope is restored. Doesn't have all the documentation to qualify for an organization's help. So it's been 3 weeks of red tape, and she doesn't have the $20 or the time to apply for the missing birth certificate that she would need in order to qualify for the organization's help, because they have to have all of the supporting documentation. So she's now put that on the back burner until she can have an extra $20 or the time to apply. And a lot of times if it looks like it's going to be too much work or too much money, that's a huge obstacle for them to overcome. So having our support, not only with the relief of, some necessities, but also relief in relationship and support and encouragement can really take them over that hump. M's story. Escaped domestic violence situation, homeless. She had no bills to pay, so she did not qualify for any shelter programs because they only pay direct bills. They do not pay the client then to pay her gas bill. They only need to pay the bill directly. She didn't keep the kids with her, so she couldn't qualify for any help. She couldn't keep her kids with her because she didn't even know where she would be living and didn't want to take them on the street. She also has trust issues and shares very little and feels rejected over and over from any help that she's asked or wanted to receive. This opportunity of having Manna and having a reliable resource for her has getting her over this hump. She said, if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here right now. She had given up on everything and is feeling very hopeless. But now she feels full of hope and feels like her hope is restored. G's story. She has food stamps, but no transportation to get to the store. She has 4 kids, and her aunt takes her to the grocery store, but charges her $25 in food stamps per ride. That means that she's not able to make enough now to make ends meet to feed her and her 4 kids and save eventually for transportation. And taking public transportation is, of course, an option, but that's very difficult with 4 children, plus keeping a job, plus transporting the food back. So that is very difficult. Up Center testimony. So they've said many things to us that have been encouraging and affirmation to us. But one of the things they said is this resources is so needed. We're having re-engagement with families that have been otherwise silent or distant. This enables families to parent, and this is a reliable resource we can give to our clients that they can count on. We don't want to set our clients up for another disappointment. Ways to help. As you guys know, there's 3 ways to help. You've already signed up for the volunteer driving portion, which is such a need. We also have a donate portion where you can either donate monetarily through our Manna Ministries account, or you can donate off of our list of needs: pantry items, food bank items, and diapers. And laundry detergent. That's always a common one, which you see right down here. Also, another huge way to help is prayer. So we want to partner with individuals and small groups that can be praying and connecting with these families. If you would like more information about that, sign up. Feel free to contact me at mannaministry.tidewater@gmail.com. Here's our contact information, like I just said. Keith and Candace Schmidt do community outreach. The Voorhees family, Beth and John, do management and donation coordination. And Alex Arnold, that's me and my family, do volunteer coordination. And I get to work with you wonderful people. So if you ever have any questions or email, you can contact me directly, or you can contact us at our email, mannaministry.tidewater@gmail.com. And that is all for our overview. So now we're going to go into our driving section. So what does that look like? I'll go back a slide so you can see the picture. So step 1, you guys sign up, you notify me who's in your party. Great, you already did that. Now I'm sending you the training. You watch the training, and then when it comes to your day that you will be doing their deliveries, I'll send you a list of the names and addresses and contact phone numbers of the people that you're delivering to, those families. You drive to 1801 Moonraker Lane, Virginia Beach, 23454, and you'll load up. Typically, a load will look like one big plastic bin and maybe like a pack of diapers and a laundry detergent. You take those bags out of your bin, load them in your car, and you're ready to go. If the bins aren't already loaded, you'll go ahead and pull the order. So you'll see a sheet that's printed out, and it'll have everything itemized. So it'll say 1 laundry detergent, 1 pack of diapers, size 2, 1 black bean, 1 milk. So you'll pull all the items, put them in your bin. Then you'll take those items that are in your bin, bag them in the grocery bags that you see down there in the Target bags, and you'll mark them. So you'll staple the marker. It's just a piece of paper that you staple on the bag, and you write the client's name on it, so that when they're in your car, you know, okay, whose bag is going where. Once your bags are all set, you load them into your car and you're ready to go. You type in the first address. You can call them or text them and notify that you're on your way, and list the ETA for them, and maybe say that you'll be arriving 5 minutes earlier than your real ETA, because a lot of times you might be waiting a little bit to meet them. And just say, hi, Susie, I'm on the way to your house. I'll be there in 15 minutes. So that'll be 5:45. I'll meet you outside and I'll bring the load to you. So what's really important for us is that we want to unload the groceries and meet them, but we'll meet them outside with a buddy in daylight. So we want to keep you guys safe as possible, and we don't want any incidences happening. Obviously, our families are all very safe, but they still live in at-risk, high-crime communities. We also use your discretion to practice social distancing and or wearing masks. That's totally your discretion as the volunteer. And also keep in mind that we're trying to keep our clients safe. So when relaying these sentiments, these procedures, I like to say, man, I would love to, but our procedure is we have to stay outside. We're not allowed to come inside and see your baby or whatever else they ask. If they say, hey, this is really heavy, can you just bring this inside my kitchen? Oh man, I would really love to, but our policy says we're not able to enter a client's home because of our policy and because of confidentiality and because of safety and multiple other reasons. But I think that it's really important to share your heart and share love, and that this isn't a personal thing. This is just the procedure, and this is to keep them safe. And yeah, so that's something that you always really have to navigate. But I think if you just make it really personable and just, try to permeate Christ's love, that it won't be an issue. After you've given them the load, then you say, hey, I would love to pray for you. Would that be okay? And ask if they have any prayer requests or any needs. This is our time that we can connect with them, and we can connect with them for other resources. So let them know, hey, is there anything else you're struggling with right now that you might need? Whether that be, they're afraid that they can't put food on their table, so food scarcity, or they need a housing assistance or any assistance. We have tons of programs to partner with them with, but you guys are the hands and feet and the boots on the ground, if you will. So we need to know through you what they need. So take their prayer request, pray with them right there. And then people have said all the time, thank you so much for these donations, but especially thank you for the prayer. And it's crazy that they would say that, but it never fails. We haven't had anybody that's not willing to have us pray with them. So that's been really great. And that's the core mission of our ministry. We like to then proclaim Jeremiah 29:11 over them, that God has a hope and a plan and a future for your life, and that there are going to be better days, and God is for you, not against you, and he loves you. So, you don't have to have a set script for prayer, but that's just really helpful to keep in mind. They just want encouragement. They just want hope, and to go and pray off of their needs that they're already providing, because that builds that foundation and community. So then after that's done, you say goodbye to them. You then get back in your car and you repeat and report. So you report back to me. You can text me. How did that go? What are her prayer requests? What are her needs, or him? And then you repeat that process. So then you go to the next address and do the same. When you're all done, you can just text me again. I mean, you're already reporting after the last family. Just say, that was my last house. I'm all done. Thanks so much. And from there, I'll just let you know how grateful we are for you. It's huge. And we can get you scheduled reoccurring. So we really like to schedule out our volunteers so that it's not just, so we kind of know what to expect, you know what to expect. So whether you want to do once every month or something bi-weekly or weekly, you just let us know. We really only do deliveries right now, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday. The weekdays might change a little bit, but we try to only about do 3 delivery days a week. So yeah, and that's really everything. So if you ever have any questions or need anything, you have our email, and my personal phone number, which you'll all have, is area code 443-301-6084. And so feel free to text is probably easiest, or call if it's emergency, and I'll get right back to you. So yeah, we're just very grateful for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, thank you for being Christ's hands and feet. This ministry is not ours. It's truly God's providing, and God orchestrated, and everything we have is from Christ's, bottom line. So we really need to believe that ourselves as volunteers, but then also believe that for our families. Like, this isn't from us. This manna is from Christ, and he loves you more than we can even fathom. So thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for your time, and let me know if you have any questions.